Crypto markets today. Bitcoin consolidates at $113,000 ahead of potential U.S. China trade deal. The crypto market paused midweek as traders looked to the Federal Reserve's interest rate call and progress on a potential U.S. China trade agreement. The crypto market consolidated, with Bitcoin BTC $110,733.82 falling back to $113,100 and Ether ETH $922.65 continuing to grapple with the psychological level of support at $4,000. There are two key catalysts from a macro perspective this week: the Federal Reserve interest rate decision due later Wednesday and a potential trade deal between the U.S. and China. The market is anticipating a rate cut to 375 to 400 basis points, BPS. Although it's worth noting that if the Fed holds rates steady at 400 to 425, the market will likely sell off because the dollar will rally. Meanwhile, in the Far East, China's President Xi Jinping will meet U.S. President Donald Trump as a deal nears a conclusion. An agreement is likely to boost U.S. equities and, by proxy, Bitcoin because the largest cryptocurrency is positively correlated with the U.S. stock market. By Saksham D1. By Oliver Knight. The BTC futures market is holding steady, with open interest OI at $26.8 billion. Funding rates, however, are highly divergent. Deribit shows an aggressive spike to 24.64% annualized, signaling strong demand for long positions, while OKX dipped to -3%, where shorts are being paid. This mix of sustained high OI and polarized funding rates indicates elevated near-term market volatility and uncertainty, disrupting the previously uniform bullish sentiment in the options market. Bitcoin is showing a strong surge in bullish conviction. The implied volatility for term structure is displaying a slight near-term backwardation, downward slope, before normalizing into long-term contango, upward slope. Short-term bullish sentiment has increased significantly, with the 250 delta skew at 10% for the one-week expiry, meaning traders are paying a substantial premium for call options. This is further validated by the 24-hour put-call volume. WIC is strongly in favor of calls, 60%. CoinGlass data shows $514 million in 24-hour liquidations, with a 69 to 31 split between longs and shorts. ETH, $155 million, BTC, $114 million, and SOL, $57 million, were the leaders in terms of notional liquidations. The Binance liquidation heat map indicates $114,350 as a core liquidation level to monitor, in case of a price rise. The altcoin market began to show signs of strength on Wednesday, with traders rotating into higher beta tokens ahead of potential policy headlines. The Trump token, touted by President Donald Trump in January, led the move, rallying as optimism grew that the U.S. and China are closing in on a trade agreement. $1.0680 also rose, buoyed by steady activity across base-based DeFi protocols. The token added 7.2% as it notched its highest level since the start of the month. The market still showed a preference for Bitcoin, with CoinMarketCap's altcoin season indicator remaining at 26 out of 100. The altcoin gains were confined to memecoins and DeFi tokens, while larger tokens traded in tight ranges, ENA $0.4290 and Hedera, HBAR, both gave back much of their gains on Wednesday, with the former down by 6.9% in 24 hours, while Hedera dropped by 4.5% despite a spot bar ETF going live on the NYSE. On Tuesday,